You ever do something so kind, so selfless, that you're absolutely certain the person will cry tears of joy? Yeah, I did that. I secretly paid off my sister's $25,000 debt as a surprise birthday gift. I expected gratitude, maybe some happy tears. Instead, she screamed at me, called me controlling, manipulative, and then she did something that changed everything. This is that story, and trust me, you're not ready for where this goes. Let me start by saying I love my sister. Always have. We're only 2 years apart. I'm 32, she's 30. Growing up, we were close. Shared a room, shared secrets, had each other's backs against the world. I'm going to call myself Alex. My sister is Megan. We had pretty different paths in life. I went into software engineering, landed a good job at a tech company, worked my way up. I'm not rich, but I'm comfortable. 6-figure salary, good savings, no debt. Megan went the creative route. She's a talented artist, paintings, illustrations, the whole deal. But as anyone in the arts knows, talent doesn't always pay the bills. She struggled. A lot. Worked retail jobs to make rent, took freelance gigs that paid next to nothing, poured every spare dollar into art supplies in her career. I admired her passion, honestly. She was chasing her dream while I was, let's be real, writing code in a cubicle. But dreams don't pay student loans. About 3 years ago, Megan hit a rough patch. Her roommate bailed on their lease, leaving her with double rent. She had some medical issues, nothing life-threatening, but enough to rack up bills. Credit cards became her lifeline. Debt piled up. She tried to hide it from the family, from me especially, but I could see the stress. The way she'd check her phone and her face would fall. The way she declined dinner invitations because she wasn't hungry. The dark circles under her eyes. One night, about 6 months ago, she broke down. We were at my apartment, just hanging out, and she just shattered. Tears streaming, full panic attack. I'm drowning, Alex. I'm $25,000 in debt, and I can't breathe. The interest alone is killing me. I don't know what to do. My heart broke. This is my little sister. The girl who used to make me friendship bracelets and force me to play tea party. How can I help? I asked. You can't. Nobody can. I just have to figure it out. But here's the thing, I could help. I had savings. I'd been putting away money for years, living below my means, being responsible. And what's the point of having money if you can't help the people you love when they're drowning? So I made a decision. Megan's 30th birthday was coming up in 2 months. I thought, what better gift than financial freedom? Imagine, she wakes up on her birthday, and instead of drowning in debt, she's free. Clean slate. Fresh start. It felt poetic. Perfect. I started doing research. Megan had mentioned her debts were spread across 3 credit cards and a personal loan. I needed account numbers, creditor information, all of it. I couldn't just ask her directly. That would ruin the surprise. So I got creative. I asked to borrow her laptop one day to check my email. Mine was acting up. While she was in the shower, I found her password manager, classic Megan. She kept it in a notes file labeled "Do Not Lose" and accessed her accounts. I know. Privacy violation. But my intentions were pure. I was trying to help. I contacted each creditor, verified the balances, set up payoff arrangements. It was complicated. Some wanted certified checks. Others had specific protocols for third-party payments. I had to lie and say I was Megan's financial advisor in a couple cases. Total damage, $24,847.33. I transferred the money from my savings account. Watched that balance drop and felt good. Proud, even. This was what money was for. Not another vacation or a nicer car. This was changing someone's life. I documented everything. Created a folder with payment confirmations, 0 balance statements, a spreadsheet showing every account now at $0. Then I designed a card. Found this beautiful print of a bird breaking free from a cage, symbolic, right? And wrote inside, "Happy 30th birthday, Megan. You're free. All $25,000 paid in full. No strings attached. You never have to worry about this again. Love, your big brother who believes in you." I planned to give it to her at her birthday dinner. Family would be there, our parents, her close friends. She'd open the card, read it, probably not understand at first, then it would click and she'd cry and hug me, and it would be this beautiful moment. I played it out in my head 100 times. Her birthday arrived. We all met at her favorite Italian restaurant. Megan seemed tired but happy. She wore this vintage dress she'd thrifted, her hair in braids, smiling but with that edge of stress I'd come to recognize. Dinner was great. Laughs, stories, good food. Mom made a speech about how proud she was of Megan for following her passion. Dad made a joke about finally being 30 and a real adult now. Then came presents. Friends gave her art supplies, gift cards, wine. Parents gave her a check for $500 and a new easel. She smiled, thanked everyone, genuine gratitude. Then I handed her my card. Just a little something, I said, trying to play it cool. She opened the envelope. Read the card. Her face went from confused to shocked to something I couldn't read. The table went quiet. People were leaning in, curious. What is it? Her friend Ashley asked. Megan's hands were shaking. Alex, what did you do? I paid off your debt. All of it. You're free, Meg. Happy birthday. I expected tears, hugs, maybe even applause. Instead, her face turned red. You what? I paid off your. You went into my accounts. You accessed my personal financial information without my permission. The table went dead silent. Megan, I was trying to help. Help! She stood up, chair scraping loudly. You invaded my privacy. You had no right. You were drowning. You said so yourself. So you decided to what? Play hero? Swoop in and save the poor, struggling artist with your tech money. I was stunned. This wasn't how this was supposed to go. Megan, that's not. I was trying to do something nice for you. You're my sister. I love you. This isn't love, Alex. This is control. This is you deciding what's best for me without asking. Do you have any idea how humiliating this is? Our mother tried to intervene. Megan, honey, maybe let's talk about this calmly. Stay out of this, Mom. Megan grabbed her purse. Tears were streaming down her face now, but they weren't happy tears. They were angry, humiliated tears. I can't believe you did this. I can't. I need to leave. And she walked out, just left her own birthday dinner. I sat there, completely blindsided, with a table full of uncomfortable people and a card that had cost me $25,000 lying on the table. Megan wouldn't talk to me. Not that night. Not the next day. Not the next week. I tried texting, calling. She ignored everything. I was furious and confused and hurt. I'd given her an incredibly generous gift, sacrificed a huge chunk of my savings, and she'd thrown it back in my face. Our parents tried to mediate. Dad called me. Son, I think you had good intentions, but you have to understand, Megan's an adult. She has pride. You made a decision about her life without consulting her. I was surprising her. It was a gift. Gifts don't come with strings, and they don't require violating someone's privacy. You accessed her accounts without permission. That's a line you shouldn't have crossed. So I'm the bad guy for helping her? You're not the bad guy. But you're not entirely right either. Mom was gentler but said basically the same thing. She feels like you treated her like a charity case, honey. Like you see her as less than because she doesn't make as much money as you. That's insane. I did this because I love her. I know. But love without respect for boundaries isn't healthy. I didn't want to hear it. I stewed in my anger for days. Complained to friends, who were split. Some said Megan was being ungrateful. Others said I'd overstepped. 2 weeks after her birthday, I finally got a text from Megan. We need to talk. In person. Coffee tomorrow at 10. I agreed. We met at a neutral coffee shop. Megan looked exhausted. I probably did too. We sat down with our drinks. Awkward silence. I'm still angry, she started. But I'm ready to talk. Okay. Do you understand why what you did was wrong? I wanted to say no. I wanted to defend myself. But I'd had 2 weeks to think, and some of what Mom and Dad said had started to sink in. I think I understand that you felt violated. That I crossed boundaries. It's more than that, Alex. She took a deep breath. My whole life, I've been compared to you. The successful one. The stable one. The one who made the smart choices. And I chose art. I chose passion over security. And yes, it's been hard. Really hard. But it's mine. My struggle, my journey, my debt. But you were drowning. I was handling it. Slowly, yes. It would have taken years, yes. But I had a plan. I was making payments. I was managing. And then you just erased it. Without asking me. Without giving me the chance to say no. Would you have said no? She paused. Probably. Yes. But why? Why would you choose to suffer when I could help? Because it's not your problem to solve. Because accepting that money, whether I knew about it up front or after, makes me dependent on you. Makes me the little sister who can't take care of herself. And I can't live like that. Her voice cracked. Do you know what it's like to constantly feel like you're failing compared to your sibling? To have family dinners where people ask you when you're going to get a real job? To wonder if people see your dreams as hobbies instead of a career? I didn't know what to say. I was proud of myself for surviving, Alex. For keeping my head above water, even when it was hard. And you took that away. You took away my ability to say I did this myself. And that's when it hit me. Really hit me. I hadn't just paid off her debt. I'd robbed her of her agency, her accomplishment, her story of overcoming. Meg! I'm so sorry. I didn't see it that way. I just wanted to help. I know. But help has to be offered and accepted. Not forced. We talked for 2 more hours. Really talked. About our childhood. About the ways we'd each struggled. About the dynamic between us that I'd never fully acknowledged. At the end, Megan said something that floored me. I'm going to pay you back. What? No. Megan, that defeats the entire purpose. It doesn't defeat anything. It makes this right. You gave me an unwanted gift. I'm restructuring it as a loan. Interest-free, long-term, flexible payment plan. But I'm paying you back. Megan! This is non-negotiable, Alex. If you want any relationship with me going forward, you'll accept this. I could see in her eyes she meant it. This was her line in the sand. Okay, I said finally. Okay. But nothing formal. No contracts. Just when you can. When I can, she agreed. We hugged. For the first time in 2 weeks, I felt like I had my sister back. But here's where things get interesting. About a month later, I got a Venmo notification. $100 from Megan. Message. Month 1. $249 to go. I smiled. Called her. You're really doing this? I told you I would. Meg, this is going to take you like 20 years. Then I'll be 50 when I'm done. I'm okay with that. Every month after that, like clockwork, $100. Sometimes $150 if she had a good freelance month. Once, $50 with a note. Medical bill. Sorry, we'll make it up next month. And you know what? I started to understand. This wasn't about the money. It was about her dignity, her independence. But then, about 6 months into this arrangement, something unexpected happened. Megan's art started taking off. Not like overnight success, but steady real growth. She got accepted into a gallery showing, sold 3 pieces, got commissioned for a mural by a local business. Her Instagram following grew. Art blogs started featuring her work. She raised her freelance rates, and her monthly payments to me increased. $200, then $300, then $500. I deposit them into a separate savings account. Wasn't spending them. Wasn't sure what to do with them, honestly. Then, about a year after her birthday, Megan called me. Can you come over? I have something to show you. I went to her apartment. She'd moved into a nicer place, I noticed. Small but bright, with huge windows and her artwork covering the walls. So, she said, sitting me down, I've been tracking my payments. I've paid you back $4,200 so far. Meg, you don't have to. Let me finish. I'm not done paying you back. But I wanted to show you what your loan did for me. She pulled out a portfolio, showed me photos of her artwork, press features, commission emails, payment receipts. When you paid off my debt, I was furious. But then, as I started paying you back, something shifted. The money I was putting toward minimum payments and interest, money that was just disappearing into a void, I got to redirect. Some to you, yes, but also to better art supplies, to a marketing course, to actually investing in my career. She smiled, tears in her eyes. My debt was costing me $800 a month in minimum payments. Now I pay you $500, and the rest goes into my business. And my business is growing because I can finally invest in it. I hadn't thought about it that way. So as angry as I was, as violated as I felt, you kind of did save me. Just not in the way you intended. You gave me breathing room. And I'm using it. I was crying now too. I'm so proud of you, Meg. I'm proud of me too. For the first time in years, I actually am. That conversation changed our relationship. We started talking more, really connecting. She'd tell me about her projects. I'd tell her about work. We became not just siblings, but friends. She kept paying me back. Every month. Without fail. And I kept putting it in that separate account, still not sure what to do with it. Until last month, Megan's 32nd birthday. I'd learned my lesson about surprise financial gifts. So I called her first. Hey Meg, I have a proposal. Can I come over? I brought a folder. Showed her the separate savings account. $9,800 in it from her payments. I want to give this back to you. As a grant for your art business. Not a gift. Not a surprise. I'm asking your permission first. She looked at the statement. Alex, you've paid me back almost $10,000. You've proven you can manage your finances. You've built something real. This money, let it help you grow even more. Buy that pottery kiln you mentioned. Rent a studio space. Whatever you need. Why? Because I finally understand. It's not about the money. It's about respect. And I respect the hell out of what you've built. This isn't me swooping in to save you. This is me investing in something I believe in. In someone I believe in. She thought about it for a long time. Okay, she finally said. But on one condition. What's that? You become my first official investor. This is a business investment. If my career takes off, really takes off, you get 5% of my earnings until you've made back double what you've put in. Deal. I laughed. You're serious? Dead serious. I'm a business now. You want in or not? I thought about it. About pride. About agency. About believing in someone enough to treat them like an equal. Deal. We shook on it. That was 6 months ago. Megan's art career is exploding. She just got a gallery representation deal. Sold a piece for $15,000. Her biggest sale ever. She's working on a series that's getting serious attention from collectors. She still pays me back $500 a month, even though I've told her she doesn't have to. A deal's a deal, she says. And you know what? I'm learning more from her than I ever taught her. About resilience. About the value of struggle. About respecting people's autonomy, even when you want to help. Did I make a mistake paying off her debt without asking? Absolutely. Would I do it again? No. Not like that. But would I do it differently, with communication and respect? Maybe. If she asked. The thing about family is, you can love someone completely and still mess up. You can have the best intentions and still cause harm. What matters is whether you can admit it, learn from it, and do better. I thought I was giving Megan freedom. But real freedom isn't having zero debt. It's having the power to choose your own path, even when that path is hard. Megan chose her path. And watching her walk it, with all its struggles and triumphs, has been the greatest gift she could have given me. So that's my story. I paid off my sister's $25,000 debt without telling her, and she blew up at me. And she was right too. Because the best way to help someone isn't to solve their problems for them, it's to respect their ability to solve them themselves. I thought I was the hero. Turns out, she was the hero all along. I was just lucky enough to get a supporting role in her story. Thanks for listening. And if you're thinking about making a grand gesture for someone you love, maybe ask first. Trust me on that one.